My friends, soul tribe reading time. I'm seriously counting the days. I just have one more after today. I just get to do one more soul tribe reading and then I'm gone for 2 weeks. Somebody was like, "You're leaving us?" Yeah. Don't worry. I'm going to have fun, but I will miss you guys a whole lot. This is, I think I'm going to have to take a deck with me to use while I'm away just for me. But I was thinking about it yesterday about how just even right now, I started off doing soul tribe readings, like a couple times a week. And I was pretty consistent, every few days I do a soul tribe reading. And then there was a long time where I didn't do any because I was like in a weird place. And then I got to a place where I was doing them, like I'm doing them almost every day. So, and any day that my ego gets to me and stops me from doing a reading, which sometimes happens, there are days where I need rest and I can't do a reading, but there are also days where my ego steps in. Whenever I hit those days, I feel like something is missing at the end of the day. I feel like unfulfilled. I feel unfinished. So it'll be interesting. Like, I know it sounds weird, but I am going to miss you guys. Like, I know it'll be interesting to see how that plays out in my energy because I don't know why I'm getting the image of, like, I used to be a smoker. But I'm almost getting the image of like a smoker that can't get their nicotine fix. Like, I hate to just I'm not comparing you to an addiction. I know someone will take that and like twist it into, are you saying you're addicted to us? That's not healthy. But I just really wanted to confirm how much your presence actually does bring value to my life. Even if you feel like I don't see your comments or I don't know who you are, I know each one of my soul tribes. Anyway, I know you all. Our souls know each other. My eyes are really red again today. I don't understand what's happening. I think that I use eye drops, and I think that I don't know why I'm telling you guys this. Like, it's like, why? I'm sitting here talking about eye drops. Anyway, sometimes I build up like a resistance to eye drops, and then they start making my eyes go red, which is like, doesn't that defeat the purpose? Anyway, so I'm gonna miss you. We already talked about that. But I wanted to come on. We were going to read the next part of our book together that we're reading together. Again, I love that we're reading that book together. But today's kind of an early day for me because I'm planning on watching a movie with my kids. Family time. But I wanted to come on and do a reading. And I don't know why I'm having a hard time finding words right now. I chose the Animal Apothecary deck because we haven't read from that in like a week. I'm sure it's been a little bit longer than a week. I know I read from it a lot, but for some reason I just felt called to read from this book for you today. And on the bottom we have the otter, which is, I love this card, and it says surrender to receive. And a lot of the time our manifestations can't, like, imagine, I think I've said this to you before, imagine that's like a manifestation field, okay? And when you're holding on to that manifestation so tight, when you're like trying to control the outcome, or when you're holding on to your ego, it makes it hard for the manifestations to, make their way past that manifestation force field or whatever it is. I don't know why I say anything I say. I mean, I do, but there's this energy of surrendering, letting go of control, surrendering to the journey, surrendering to belief. And I'm seeing, especially for those of you, surrender brings you to your manifestation faster than resistance. So if you're resisting believing, if you're resisting healing, if you're resisting reflecting, if you're resisting surrendering, does that make sense? Anyway, let's see what you need to hear. Let's see what you need to hear. We have perception. I'm not gonna read these. I'm just gonna see what comes out for us. Perception. Ooh. Look, you know what that means. Nourish those shadows. Do the shadow work. That's where your light lives. That's where your diamond lives. You know, I was living under a cloud of trauma 4 years ago. 4 years ago was when I started therapy. And that's when I started nourishing that shadow. That's when I started nourishing that jaguar. And that's where your light lies. That's, in my opinion, a lot of light workers that I've come across have been through it. So maybe you're someone who's been through it. Maybe you have a lot of shadows. Maybe you have a lot of shadows that, you feel bad about. Full transparency, like some of my shadows are, impulsive reactions, lashing out, pushing people away, running, leaving people before they can leave me. I'm sure I used to have worse ones. I've really been working on them. But just because you've done bad things or reacted in bad ways or pushed people away doesn't mean you're a bad person. It means that jaguar needs nourishment. Your shadow needs nourishment, if that makes sense. Anyway, I don't know. Let's keep going. And I'm hearing, trust yourself to know the truth above all else, above the opinions of others. Trust yourself, trust your own intuition. I don't know why I'm getting the energy of for some reason I was getting the energy of someone who gets a bad tarot reading. When I used to do personals, which I'm actually being called to do personals when I come back from vacation. So stay tuned. I'm not announcing that yet, just to the Soul Tribe. But when I used to do personals, I used to get a lot of people who would get a reading from me, and then they would go get a reading from someone else, a cheap, like a $10 one off Etsy or whatever, no judgment from me. And then they'd come back and they'd say, my hopes are completely crushed because I got a bad reading. Just a reminder, especially if you're on the spiritual journey, you trust your higher self above all else. Trust your higher self above your ego. Trust your higher self above the opinions of your friends and family. Trust your higher self over the opinions of people on the internet, okay? Anyway, let's go. What do you need to hear? We have sacred boundaries, 43. So you could be someone who's learning how to set boundaries. Let's have a look at this. 43, love you. I do love you. Tiger palm, tiger palm. Maybe you resonate with divine feminine. It is a tiger. Tiger palm is the medicine of sacred boundaries. Tigers are masters of their territory. In the jungle, Tiger says no to living near other tigers because she knows this will diminish the amount of food in her territory. Tiger says yes to living near water. She knows it is good medicine to relax and play in the flowing waters. Tiger is bold and never thinks twice about whether she should allow something toxic and dramatic into her environment, nor does she ever feel bullied or coerced into doing something she does not want to do. Tiger is so strong because she creates firm boundaries. Tiger's power comes from knowing and honoring herself. We teach people how to treat us. Never expect others to automatically respect and treat you with the justice, love, and consideration you deserve, even when you treat them with kindness. Articulate and create boundaries through courteous speech. For many people, conflict is draining, and they would rather avoid it. Still, if you are presented with a situation that continuously minimizes or belittles you, you must stand your ground and ask for respect. The mere fact of sticking up for yourself is so admirable, it energetically creates a level of esteem from others. Even if the other party does not hear you, you will have strengthened your self-worth by holding your boundaries, and this new level of deeper self-worth will reflect in other areas of your life. I'm learning a huge lesson about boundaries right now. Boundaries do not only apply to behavior from others, but Boundaries do not only apply to behavior from others, but also the way we treat ourselves. Do you have guidelines for the food you put into your body, the people you create relationships with, the words you say, the topics you discuss? Tiger Palm's medicine raises its hand in your spread when you are being asked to level up the energy you allow in your life. Start scanning what behaviors you hold that do not align with. I treat my body, mind, and spirit like a sacred temple. Tiger Palm's medicine directs you to set boundaries with not only others, but yourself. And it's on page 99, which is about release. So releasing people, situations that no longer serve you. I always tell you guys, I didn't know what a boundary was until I started therapy. And I've had a really hard time with my own boundaries. And like this card says, you may even, like the people you put up boundaries with may not understand your boundaries. They may never talk to you again. In my family, when a boundary is spoken, it's silent treatment afterwards. And it seems to me like that is a cycle that I have been going through my entire life, too afraid to put up boundaries because what if I put up a boundary and they never speak to me again? What if I put up a boundary and I get the silent treatment? And we should know our worth, Remember that chapter we read about in this specific book? I remember it triggering people because it talked about letting go of people who don't respect your boundaries. And somebody said, if I let go of the people who don't respect me, who else is going to be left? Because that's all I have in my life. I was faced with that when I went no contact with my family because I went from having a mom, a dad, a sister, connections to my aunt and uncles through those, to having nobody. I do talk to my sister. We did repair that. After like a year, we repaired it. I mean, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. It's not repaired. It's like I can have a healthy connection with my sister. Can we have deep conversations about healing? No. Has she healed? No. But we respect each other. We can have, a reciprocal, meaningful connection. Sure, I would like it to be even better. I'm grateful for what it is right now, though, because there was a year that I didn't talk to her. Anyway, let's keep going. Thank you for listening. But you could be struggling to set boundaries. You could be learning how to set boundaries with yourself. I'm even reminded of the fact that there's one about self-love here, so loving yourself, but I'm even reminded about how, like a year ago, when I used to read that part about boundaries with yourself, are you aware and mindful of the things you put into your body? I can remember being triggered by this card and like talking about cookies. I know you guys remember it. So maybe there are things that, you're thinking about not putting in your body anymore. Maybe you're thinking about eating better. Maybe you're thinking about, exercising. When I was a photographer, I was always on the move. I was always like up and down, chasing little kids around. Even when I was doing photos of newborns, I would never sit down during my sessions, and those would go for 2 to 3 hours. I would always just putter. On weekends, I was outside doing photography. And when I quit my job, I didn't realize how little I was moving until I started moving my body again. I started wearing a step counter, and I realized that I was taking such little steps in my day. Like I was barely moving. And I didn't realize it until I started moving more. Anyway, we have tame and attain with a horse. So this is not a card that I'm familiar with. I'm familiar with a lot of them. I'm not as familiar with this one. Tame and attain. It's on page 6511. When a horse is tamed for riding, she endures countless weeks of intense training. If the trainer is patient, perseverant, and trustworthy, the horse eventually submits. The horse is controlled through the horse bit that rests in her mouth. When the rider pulls the connected reins, the horse will follow. The horse bit in this image represents directed power. Wild horse is freedom, stamina, unbridled passions, and primal urges. She symbolizes the untamed and powerful impulses within us all. These impulses look like our intense outbursts. And I was just telling you about my intense outbursts. Obsessive thinking, binging, recklessness, avoidance, and all wild expressions. All of these impulses hold, I just spit a little, I'm sorry. All of these impulses hold immense power, but often this energy is directed very poorly. The human that tames and rides the horse represents our highest self directing our personal power. Your willpower will be tested, so you must strengthen it. Sacrifice is required. Horse's medicine asks you to start with the small things to build your willpower muscle. Stop yourself from saying a hurtful thing about someone. Resist eating an entire bag of chips. Watch something uplifting instead of watching garbage TV. You may feel resentful at the restrictions at first, but it will lead to an expansion of extraordinary capabilities. With dedication, your ego will soften and align with willpower. Once you have been given adequate time to build your willpower, it will become a superior force. Horse's medicine requests you to tame your inner appetites to become the person you are meant to be. This is horsepower. It's interesting that we were just talking about, I was just talking about working out and eating right. Anyway, and, things that you're putting into your body. So maybe there's something that you need to have willpower about. The other thing I was hearing just in my own experience is when I was younger, I remember I wanted to go to like a horse riding camp. And I remember the rider telling my parents that I wasn't ready for it because I wasn't trusting the horse. And the way they could tell I wasn't trusting the horse is I wouldn't stop pulling at that bit in the mouth. Like the reins, I kept holding on to them for keep me safe. And really, if you watch people ride horses, those reins are actually loose. You're supposed to surrender to the horse. You're supposed to surrender the reins. Yes, you use them to direct the horse, but I remember the person telling my parents, she's not ready. She's yanking on those reins. She is not surrendering to that horse. She's not trusting the horse. So I was getting a message of releasing, remember that surrender card, releasing a bit of control, trusting your higher self, Anyway, that was just a message that was coming through from me. So let's get another one from me. We have opportunity. Beautiful. The red door. I love this. I talk about this card sometimes, and I was talking about the other day about saying yes to opportunities. Once an opportunity presents itself and a good opportunity, one that's good for the highest good, more will appear, more will open. It's like a domino effect I'm hearing. Anyway, 16, opportunity. Woodpecker. Woodpecker is the only creature in the world that bangs its head against something 12,000 times a day. When woodpecker knocks on your card spread, it's a sign of resilience. Like woodpecker, you must be determined and persevere. I'm going to show you the card after. It's about to cut me off. If there seems to be an obstacle in your way, this is beautiful confirmation to keep going because nothing can stop you. No one and nothing can take you down. And I was going to say this is 16, so there could be a tower moment in your way right now. On the card image, woodpecker is knocking on a red door of opportunity. This mysterious door is easily looked past, even though it is right in front of your face. However, it holds the emblem of the bee and shares this message. There is an approaching opportunity in alignment with stepping into a more expansive version of yourself and fulfilling yet another part of your purpose. Opportunity is approaching. You must be increasingly aware. Now is the time to raise your head like woodpecker and persevere. Nothing can break you. The red door of opportunity has finally bestowed its grace upon you. You are so close. There is a cascade of red doors lined up waiting for you. Once you enter through one door, you will be led to another. This is your moment. This is what you have been waiting for. But first, you must take action and knock. These opportunities may come in the form of small requests you would ordinarily say no to. Any one of those seemingly small or arbitrary opportunities could be a doorway to something monumental to fulfill your purpose. It is your choice whether or not to knock at this door. Woodpecker's medicine suggests that you choose to knock. So let's get one more, and then we'll read from the book. We'll get one more of these. One more card for my soul tribe. What do they need to hear today? Oh, keep trying. That came out earlier. And I didn't mention it. Sorry, somebody on Instagram was just talking about how, and I think that some of you will resonate with this, how readings are resonating, but nothing's happening in the 3D. And that's exactly, you have to believe in it before it happens in the 3D. You have to surrender that belief. Anyway, we have keep trying, which I believe is about healing and realizing that healing comes from within. It doesn't, you can't expect someone else to heal you. Anyway, keep trying. I think this is the one. Yeah. Keep trying, starfish. The medicine of this card speaks of wishes being granted, but also the understanding that you will have to try and try again to receive what you desire. The process of trial and error will lead you to fulfillment. There's a story of a young maiden who prayed and prayed to the stars to heal her so that she could fully serve her purpose. She tried everything but failed to ever feel whole. One day, the young maiden received a starfish from the stars. She thought to herself, "This must be what will heal me." This is on page 10 and 11. 111, we're back in alignment. The young maiden inspected the starfish, sang to the starfish, danced with the starfish in hopes it would heal her, but nothing happened. At a last resort, she took a small bite of the starfish's arm. Still nothing happened. The young maiden cried out to the stars and cursed them with her inability to be healed. She fell to her knees and begrudgingly threw the starfish into the pond before her. As she wept in despair, her gaze fell upon the starfish subtly moving in the waters. As she watched it regrow the arm she had taken a bite of, the medicine of the starfish was revealed to her. It was at this very moment she had a deep expansion of consciousness. By witnessing the starfish regenerate, she understood the message from the stars. She could heal herself. The ability to do this was not outside of herself. It was always within. This is when the young maiden began to heal. Whether you were healing, manifesting, or creating a meaningful relationship, starfish's medicine to you is to keep trying. Understand that all you deem to be failures lead you closer to the right action. If the young maiden didn't take multiple approaches, she would have never been led to the answer that lies within. And remember in the beginning that owl came out and I said, trust your intuition. It comes from within. The true answers come from within. Anyway, let's read our book now. So we're on I think this is part, I don't know which one we're on. Which one are we on? Is there a table of contents? There is. Yay. So we're on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I did not know we were already on the 10th one. Look at us go. I thought we were only on the 7th one. See? So, let's read. Everything that's truly right for you will make you feel at peace. And you know what? I can say that there can be times where something that is meant for you is not in alignment with you at that time. Let's say a person. So just because, I don't know what this says, but I just want to say that just because at some point somebody doesn't make you feel at peace doesn't mean they're not meant for you. It just means at that moment you're not aligned. You're not meant to be aligned vibrationally. If you are in alignment, then you won't feel that resistance. You'll feel this peace. Everything that is meant for you will feel like a deep exhale, as though you are returning home to a place you forgot existed. We so often yearn for and want the things that help us escape who we are, but the things that are actually meant for us, the ones that arrive and stay, they make us feel a sense of steady calm. We do not need to be swept off our feet, but grounded through them. In the moment is where love really exists. The moment is the only place we can come alive. Everything that is truly right for you will make you feel at ease. Everything that is truly right for you will seem so simple, so obvious, so comfortable. Everything that is truly right for you will choose you as quickly as you choose it. Everything that is truly right for you will happen serendipitously and spontaneously. It will come to you when you expect it and when you don't, both as a surprise and a certainty. It will seem like such an obvious fact of your life, and yet entirely new all at once. We often come to believe that the things that are most right for us are the ones that give us the biggest emotions, and that is a mistake. The things that are truly right for us give us the deepest emotions. Love is a pervasive, steady presence, not a heart-pumping dash of lust. Destiny is a subtle coincidence. It will make you stop and say, well, isn't it funny how that worked out? What's right for us isn't a harsh declaration. It isn't something we have to force or wonder about too long. It isn't something that leaves us looking for signs. It doesn't require us to poll our friends and gather their opinions. It doesn't leave us questioning, grieving, self-doubting. It doesn't put us on hold. It doesn't feel as though we have to grab it before it's gone, but rather that it will always be there waiting for us when we are ready. The things that are most right for us are also the easiest to miss because they are often subtle at first. Little things become big things over time. We just have to give them a chance. We have to stay the course. We just have to realize that life will magnetize us to what is meant to be ours. Sometimes our only job is to step out of the way. I know how hard it is to believe the right things will find you in a world where they so often haven't. In a life where you've felt so deeply disappointed and disillusioned, it will sometimes take every ounce of faith you can muster to believe that there is indeed a greater path. Sometimes you won't believe in it at all. That's okay. The right things will find you in the exact same way that everything else has. Everything else that's ever come and everything that will ever be was brought into your life by your presence and participation. The right things don't often have to be chased, but rather pursued. They don't have to be convinced to stay, but rather committed to. They are not the things we discover one day, but inklings that are offered to us, instances of opportunity upon which we can begin to build our lives. When we go out looking for soulmate relationships, we are often discouraged to find a sea of fellow human beings, all broken and lost in their own ways. Slowly we discover, how much time do I have? I just don't want it to cut me off. Slowly we discover that the people who are meant for us are not only the ones with whom we have an instant electric connection, but also the ones whom we can grow with, walk with, evolve with. I'm just going to go to the next part. When it cuts me off, I get when I'm not expecting it, it surprises me and confuses me, and then I can't find my spot. The roots of great love stories are planted slowly over years, with each turn you take together, each lesson learned. The love you desire is when you create with someone who is as equally willing to expand with you as you are with them. We do not lose love when we lack passion. We lose it when we lack any further potential for growth. When we go out looking for our dream jobs, our life purpose, we are often discouraged to find that every path presents a mountain of challenges. And through the process, every one of our fears about our potential unworthiness comes to the forefront. We mistakenly believed that pursuing our dreams would be something that helped us escape from being so human, when in fact, the very way we became the most human, when it is in fact the very way we become most human of all. What we are looking for is not a life path that is easy, but one that is worthwhile, one that we are willing to hurt for, to reach for, to stretch for, One where the difficulty doesn't become a deterrent, but a subtle motivator. One where we can go home at the end of the night and close our eyes and feel at ease with the fact that we tried our best towards something that really mattered in our lives or in someone else's, and that in itself is enough. When we wake up each day and wonder how we might design an existence that honors and reveals the deepest layers of who we really are, we are often fraught to realize that no matter how much conscious intention we infuse into our days, there are always variables, always the world beyond us, raging beyond our control. What we are looking for is not a way to convince ourselves that our bubble of serenity is all that exists, but to create our own personal safe haven as a constant reminder that it is possible to make a beautiful way within this world. It is possible to return home to yourself. The things that are truly right for you will make you feel at ease, not because they're simple, easy, or perfect right away. They will make you feel peace because you know that you are meant for them, for better, for worse. They will make you feel peace because you will end each day knowing that you gave your all towards something that mattered to you. They will make you feel at peace because you will quickly realize that within this whole huge universe, to have one soul in front of you, one task that is uniquely yours, one body through which a temporary breath sustains you, is an improbable miracle that you are living through. The things that are truly right for you will find you, and they will stay. They will grow you, challenge you, and change you. Most of all, they will not exist in the distance, in the future, in a potential version of reality. It is their undeniable presence that will ultimately put your heart at ease. And I just have to say, for some of you, if you're on the counterpart journey, just remember that some of these things don't apply to the counterpart journey. I just felt like I needed to say that. Yes, like I was saying, it just because someone's not meant for you right now doesn't mean they'll never be meant for you. I don't want to, this talked about like, if you have to chase it, it's not meant for you. And the lesson is, exactly, you shouldn't be chasing. The lesson is to learn not to chase that which is trying to run from you. Don't try to hold on what is conflicted in your life. It means that something's out of alignment. Anyway, I just wanted to mention though for counterparts that the same things kind of don't apply sometimes for counterpart situations. So I felt the need to say that. I know that not all of you are in a counterpart connection, but I felt the need to mention it. Anyway. So let's get a few affirmation cards. Do you want to know what we're reading tomorrow? Tomorrow, which again, it'll be the last reading I do for 2 weeks. You have to practice letting go. I think that's a really good one because it's hard to let go. It's hard to let go of those reins that I was talking about. It's hard to trust that horse is not going to buck you. Is that the right term? Or is a horse a buck? Is it bucking when they like, I don't know. Anyway, let's see what you need to hear today, my friends. Other than all of that, what affirmations do you need? That is a promo card. Let's take that out of there. What do you need to hear today? Download the app. No, I'm just kidding. I accept all of myself. I like that one. Let's get a few. Those are the ones we're going to get. I let my light shine. I'm hearing this little light of mine. I say yes to opportunity and abundance. I attract prosperity with ease. I constantly receive incredible gifts from life. I rejoice in my creative energy. Fun, uplifting ideas flow through my consciousness, and I follow through on the ideas received, bringing them into full manifestation. I can't tell you how long it took me. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but when I used to make, like even now, I'll get like little downloads about readings I should do, or when I was making like the autistic content, I would get like ideas about, oh, I just like have a random idea pop into my head for a video for my social media. And I don't know how long it took me to realize that those were intuitive downloads, that that was creative energy, that that was like little like hits of inspiration. And I would just like, oh, that, yeah, that is a good idea. Maybe some other time. It took me so long to learn that I was actually getting downloads and to, start jotting them down. I choose to believe that everyone is always helpful. Therefore, wherever I go in life, people are there to help me. I am safe and secure in my world. We create habits and problems to fulfill a need. When I can find a positive way to fulfill the need, I can release the problem. I release all feelings of negativity and guilt, the Jaguar card. I live and work in comfort and ease and beauty. My home is a reflection of me, and I choose to make it a wonderful place to live. So, if I speak from experience. If you've got a bunch of, I'm neurodivergent, I have doom boxes everywhere. But if you find that your house is cluttered and you're living in kind of a mess, and you're avoiding dealing with that mess, maybe work on organizing your space. I don't know the correct term for it, but your outer world reflects your inner world, and your inner world reflects your outer world. So if your outer world is all messy and chaotic, then chances are your inner world is messy and chaotic. And just for me, again, I am the master of doom boxes. I have a whole doom basement. I won't show it to you right now. But I know, like, when I finally reorganized my room, it brought me so much, I felt more balanced. I felt more balanced. I let go of limitations and recognize the true beauty of my being. I visualize all my limitations falling away one by one until I am safe, healed, and whole. I express gratitude to the universe often, knowing that my thoughts are heard and appreciated. I am grateful for all the wonderful things in my world. There are no problems that do not have a solution. There are no questions without answers. I trust the intelligence within me. I'm pretty sure that one came out yesterday as well. Anyway, I'm going to leave it here, my friends. I'm sending you so much love and light. I think I'm going to go watch, I think the movie that I think I'm going to watch is Hook. For some reason, I felt really called to watch Hook. I'm not sure why. Maybe there's a message in it for me. Whenever you're called to watch something or listen to something, there's a reason. It means there's messages there for you, whether you believe that or not. It's, in my experience, it's the truth. Anyway, so I hope you guys have a wonderful evening, and I will see you tomorrow. I hope you have a good sleep. I'll see you tomorrow. Sending you lots of love and light. Bye.